How tough is too tough when it comes to coaching young athletes? That's the question some parents are asking following reports of accusations that a U.S. Olympic coach at a New Jersey gymnastics center verbally and emotionally abused young female athletes. According to a report in the Orange County Register in California, Maggie Haney also is accused of forcing some athletes to train and compete while injured. The allegations made us wonder about the present culture of highly competitive sports programs. Should coaches lighten up, or are we getting too soft in the world of athletic competition? Joining me now is a man who understands a little bit about tough coaching. Former coach Jason Brown from the Independence College football program, featured on Last Chance U on Netflix. Coach Brown, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Hey, pleasure to have me. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. I want to understand your perspective. You know, we have these conversations all the time. What's too tough? Where's the line? Tell me about your experience and the young men that you coached in football.
My kids are broken, man. To make no mistake about it, I have to make my kids, I have to mold young boys and turn them into men so they're not, they don't turn into being criminals and so on and so forth in the community. My kids go to school, they graduate, they finish their college degrees.
I mean, you were coaching football in a tough area, an area where, kids are making those decisions. Do I go the route of crime and gangs? Do I stay in school at all? Do you think that tough coaching applies in suburban America?
It doesn't apply. It should. It should. I don't think it's being applied. The coaching is so soft in the suburban area that they've enabled these kids tenfold.
What are the kinds of things that you think coaches need to be doing today?
Telling these kids the truth. They don't tell them the truth. They kiss their butt and they tell them how good they are. And when they get to my school or my level, when I got 28 Division I transfers, these kids fold because they're not used to being told the truth and they don't understand what hard work really entails. Our job as head coaches is to get you where you could not get yourself. And that's the true definition of a coach. I don't believe coaches realize that.
All right. Coach, thank you. Appreciate the honesty and the perspective. You going to ever be coaching again?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do these enabled kids, man. I might be too hard for these kids. They're too soft for me, man. I don't know.
All right. All right, Coach. Hang tough. Thank you. Good to talk to you.
Take care.
Let's bring back tonight's A-plus panel. Republican strategist Allison Young and Democratic strategist Bill Caruso. Bill, I'll start with you on this real quick. Your kids play competitive sports?
They do.
How tough are the coaches?
We've had a really good experience, and we're lucky for the most part. But it's gotten absurd. And my kid right now is in camp all week and has a tournament this weekend.
You're saying absurd that they're too tough on the kids?
Well, yeah, and the demands on them and all this. This is where youth sports are. It's all year round, and there is a demand for them to be present and play.
Allison, like elite coaches like Maggie Haney, who, people like that are coaching kids who are ending up in the Olympics. Some are going to end up professional athletes. You don't forge a championship team or athlete by being soft and easy and giving them ice cream after the practice. Yeah. Sometimes you got to yell, and sometimes you play hurt.
In a way, in elite sports, this is what parents and the kids and the families are paying for, is to be pushed harder than you would in maybe an intramural athletic league. I think that the parents are having more of a say now than maybe they have in the past, and that's why we're hearing more about it.
So on that, where's that line?
I think you have to decide as a parent. Now, I don't think the parent's got to intervene with the coach. I think you've got to understand, if your kid isn't able to hack this, you as a parent have to be the adult in the relationship, say, this isn't for you, okay?
But it's just, we have this conversation about like schools, sports, it's the same conversation. Parents have to be actively engaged, and you can't just rely on the coach to raise your kid.
Is the problem is that kids are too wimpy? All right. Thanks, guys.